The first warning came as a whisper through the void. A small Terran listening post detected a vibration, so soft that the computers almost ignored it. The operator on duty, Lieutenant Maravex, leaned forward, confused. Nothing should be moving on the dark side of the old lunar ruins. Those ruins were abandoned, forgotten, erased from human records. But the signal came again, stronger. Something ancient was waking up. Mara felt her heartbeat rising. She zoomed in on the deep-skin display and her breath caught. Beneath the moon's crust, buried under kilometers of rock and dust, a massive metallic structure shifted. It wasn't alive, but it somehow felt aware, as if it had been waiting for a long time. She sent the alert immediately. Across the Empire-controlled sector, alien commanders laughed when they received the transmission. A human relic? They mocked. Impossible. Humanity never built anything that powerful. They were wrong. In the next moment, the moon cracked open like a broken shell. A blinding blue light burst through the dust. The surface split apart, revealing a giant war engine, ancient, silent, and terrifying in its design. A forgotten human weapon, older than any living soldier. The Empire's nearest battle group locked weapons and moved in. Destroy it before it powers up, their admiral ordered. Too late. A deep pulse shook space itself. The war engine opened its front core, glowing brighter than a star. Mara watched the reading spike off the charts. And then, silence. The Empire's entire battle group, hundreds of ships, vanished. No explosion. No debris. No last words. Just erased. Mara whispered to herself, shaking. What did we build, and why was it sleeping? The forgotten war engine slowly rotated toward Earth, as if remembering its purpose, as if coming home. The shockwave from the war engine's awakening spread across nearby systems, traveling faster than any known wave in space. Empire scouts picked it up first. Their sensors screamed with warnings they had never seen before. Energy levels too high, frequency patterns too old, and a power signature matching nothing in their archives. But one detail froze every alien officer who saw it. The signal was human. Across the Empire, in war rooms filled with commanders who believed humans were weak, fear spread quietly. If this machine truly belonged to Earth, then the Empire had miscalculated everything. Something ancient had survived. Something powerful enough to erase an entire fleet without firing a single visible shot. On Earth, Maravex stood alone in the dim light of the listening post, staring at the scans. The war engine was now fully awake. Its surface glowed with shifting blue lines, old terror markings she didn't recognize. It didn't behave like a machine. It behaved like a memory coming back to life. Suddenly, the engine released a broadcast. A deep, slow, echoing voice, more machine than human, vibrated through every communication channel across the sector. Activation complete. Awaiting Terran command authority. Mara felt her knees weaken. This thing wasn't just old. It was following orders. But whose? Before she could respond, dozens of Empire warships arrived around the moon. Their formation stretched across space like a steel curtain. Their admiral sent one final message. Terran artifact, power down or be destroyed. The war engine did not reply. Instead, its core began to open again, slow, deliberate, unstoppable. Mara whispered, "It's not attacking, it's preparing." The Empire admiral shouted orders. Weapons locked on the ancient machine. But the war engine unleashed a second pulse. And this time, it wasn't erasing ships. It was sending a message straight to Earth. The second pulse spread across Earth's orbit like a silent storm. Every Terran communication tower flickered for a moment. Civilian networks froze. Military satellites rebooted on their own. Even old, forgotten systems, ones that had been offline for decades, came back to life as if someone flipped a hidden switch. Then the message appeared. Not on screens, not through speakers, but inside the core systems of Earth's defense network. A single encrypted sentence. Requesting Terran command override, level 0. Only one thing in human history used level 0 clearance. A classification so old that most modern officers thought it was just a myth. It belonged to Earth's first-generation war architects, the secret designers responsible for weapons built during humanity's darkest century. Mara's voice trembled as she contacted Earth HQ. "Command, the war engine is calling us. It wants a human to activate it." The room on the other end went silent. Then a deep, shaken voice answered, "Lieutenant, no living human has level 0 clearance. It died with the old war architects." But the machine didn't seem to care. Its core brightened again. Its engines rotated slowly toward Earth, as if searching for someone or something. Meanwhile, the Empire panicked. Across their territory, admirals argued, scientists shouted, and politicians screamed at each other. The ancient Terran power signature shook their trust in their own technology. If humanity had built such a machine in the past, then what else had they hidden? Empire High Command issued a single desperate order: destroy the war engine before Earth reclaims it. Hundreds of warships jumped toward the moon. Mara watched the incoming signatures on her screen. Too many, too powerful. She whispered, "We can't fight all of them." But deep inside the ancient war engine, a dormant system detected the incoming threat, and something older than the Empire finally unlocked. Inside the ancient machine, systems long forgotten began to glow like waking stars. Metal chambers shifted. Massive gears rotated with slow, thunderous movement. Blue light poured through its armor lines, as if a heartbeat had returned after centuries of silence. Mara watched the readings rising higher and higher. This wasn't a normal activation. It felt like the machine was remembering something. Suddenly, a new signal transmitted from deep within the war engine, directly into Earth's main command AI. The message was old, written in a dead programming language. Only the oldest archives could translate it. When the translation finally appeared, Earth's leaders froze. Terran species in danger. Protocol Titanus restored. Mara whispered the words again to herself. Protocol Titanus. A legend among military historians. A fail-safe built when humanity feared extinction. If even one human colony was threatened, the system would awaken the strongest war engines ever created. Machines built not to defend, but to end wars. Outside, the Empire's full armada arrived, hundreds of battleships, cruisers, and destroyers. They surrounded the moon like a steel storm. Their admiral broadcast one final message: Terran weapon, surrender immediately. The war engine responded with something the entire galaxy understood. It opened its front core, revealing a massive glowing sphere, an energy heart brighter than any star. The surrounding space bent slightly around it, warping like stretched glass. Mara felt her throat tighten. "It's charging something," she said. "No," Earth Command answered. "It's calculating." The Empire fired first. Thousands of beams, missiles, and plasma rounds shot toward the ancient machine. But none reached it. A transparent shield, thin as light, flashed around the war engine. Every attack dissolved before it could touch the surface. And then the machine spoke again for the first time in ages. Terran safety priority, activating counter-erasure. The moment the war engine announced counter-erasure, every Empire officer felt the same cold fear. None of them had ever heard that term before. Their databases showed nothing. Their records were empty. It was a weapon outside their knowledge, outside their imagination. But Mara saw the meaning clearly. This machine didn't destroy enemies. It removed them from existence, clean, precise, absolute. The war engine's core reached full brightness. The blue light turned white, then silver, then something beyond color, an energy so intense that her senses refused to name it. Space around the machine curved, pulling shadows in unnatural directions. "What is it doing?" Mara whispered. Earth Command replied quietly. "It's rewriting the battlefield." The Empire admiral panicked. "All ships retreat. Now!" But it was too late. The war engine released a slow, expanding wave. Not a blast. Not an explosion. A smooth ripple, like a calm tide moving through space. Where the wave touched an Empire ship, the ship didn't explode. It simply stopped being there. Vanished. Forgotten by the universe. Like it had never existed. Thousands of Empire vessels disappeared in silence. Inside their own command centers, Officers watched their fleet symbols blink out one by one. They screamed at screens, slapped consoles, shouted at their AIs, but the system stayed blank. The battlefield was being erased from their memories. Back on Earth, people watched the impossible happening live. Some cried, some whispered prayers. Some stood in awe at the ancient power humanity had once created. But Mara noticed something the others didn't. Every time the war engine erased an enemy ship, its own energy dropped just a little. The machine was powerful beyond understanding, but not limitless. It's hurting itself to protect us, she realized. The core pulsed again, slower, weaker, and the war engine turned fully toward Earth as if asking a question, as if waiting for its final command. The battlefield had turned silent. Where once the Empire's armada filled space like a metal storm, nothing remained. Not a ship, not a drifting fragment, not even radiation. The war engine had wiped everything clean, but the cost was clear. Its energy core flickered, dimming like a dying star. Mara watched helplessly as the glowing veins across its hull faded, one by one. It was still alive, but weakening fast. Earth Command connected to her channel. "Lieutenant, we've confirmed the readings. The war engine can fire one last time. After that, it will collapse." Mara swallowed hard. "So this is its last mission?" "No, it's asking for one." The machine broadcast another message, softer now. Terran authority required. Awaiting final instruction. Across Earth, leaders gathered in a silent room. No one moved. No one breathed. The machine had protected humanity, erased a threat they couldn't fight, and now waited like a loyal guardian ready to obey one final order. Mara felt something inside her shift. She understood what this ancient machine really was. Not a weapon, not a relic, but a promise made by humans long gone. A promise to protect the future. She stepped closer to her console and spoke, her voice steady. "War Engine, this is Lieutenant Mara Vex of the Terran Defense Network. You have completed your duty." The giant machine turned slightly, as if listening. She took a breath. "Final command. Stand down and rest." For a moment, the stars held their breath. Then the war engine's light changed, no longer harsh or bright, but warm, soft, almost peaceful. It folded its massive structures inward, sealing its core. The glow faded until only a faint halo remained. Its final message echoed through the system. Terran's safety confirmed, entering eternal sleep. And the war engine, humanity's forgotten titan, powered down gently, returning to silence, returning to legend, returning home